Okay, man. Thanks for coming on to have a chat.
No, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. Honestly, it's
Um,
pretty sick.
yeah, I'm glad you wanted to come on and have a chat. I've been following you for a little bit, and I like what you do. Let's
Oh,
start
thanks,
with
man.
where it all began for you.
Um, I guess it was like so. Um, well, I've been around music my whole life. Like my dad, he used to play guitar, and like my mum likes to. Well, she wasn't like a singer, but like my mum likes to, like sing around the house and stuff. So I've always been around music, but it was mainly like all the '80s type rock and roll and all that stuff. And when my mum was younger, she used to listen to like Salt and Pepper and Tupac and all that and all that. So like it was mainly just because I was around music for so long. I kind of just got the hang of it. I had like a rhythm, and in school I really enjoyed poetry as well. So that's probably why I started writing. And actually, like when it first kicked off was when I did a school project. We had to write a song, and I was in hip hop at the time. So I wrote my first song, and everyone just kind of like laughed at me and said I'll never get anywhere with it. So mainly I'm just here to try and, do something good for myself and make myself feel better from what I used to cop back in the day. So
Mm.
yeah, that's where it all started.
That's usually where most rap inspired things start from. It comes from people saying you're not going to make it, and you're like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it. I'm gonna
yeah.
show you. You'll see."
Yeah, you kind of just want to say like you kind of just want to put a big fuck you in their face. Like, you know, they say you can't do something, but you can do anything you put your mind to. I'm not trying to be one of those artists who's like, trying to wait, what's that word? Oh shit.
Inspirational.
No, yeah, but yeah, I'm not trying to be one of those artists that just pushes inspiration, but anyone can be what they want. Like, you want to be anything, you can be anything. I never knew I was going to become like an artist, or I never knew I wanted to do that for my future, but I guess this is where it kind of kicks off, I reckon. So yeah.
When did you fall into it? Like you released something in 2020. Um, yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was your.
that was my first song as Kickback. I started because I was doing some stuff that wasn't going as far. Well, at first when I started, it was just kind of like a fuck around type thing. Then I like that was Rocks Productions. Don't go check out that music. That was bad. I used to like just record stuff and just go one take and then post it that very night. Then it started getting to the point where people were like, you got some talent here. Like you should try and do something with it. I was like, I got no talent. I'm just saying random shit. And then I kind of just worked on it from there. Like I would look up like different rappers. I would really invest myself into the hip hop scene. I've always been into hip hop, but I would really invest myself to try and make better music. And then it just started getting to the point where I was like, give myself some time. I'll drop this song, wait, like, watch the numbers go up, whatever they go up to, and then drop another song.
Mm.
But the kickback stuff was, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do, because I was going somewhere before this, but imagine where I can take it now, because I know I've improved lyrics wise and stuff like that, better than what I was about 2 years ago. So yeah.
How'd you come up with the name Kickback?
Uh, it was really because like when I hang out with people, they go like, oh, like, like you're so chill, bro. You're so laid back. And I was like, I might as well just like give a name to myself that just describes myself.
Mm.
Like, because if people are saying I'm chill and real laid back, I was like, like, why don't we just put our feet up and kick back? And then someone was like, whoa, like, what'd you say, bro? And I was like, kickback. And he goes, wait, that'll be a dope name, cuz. And I'm like, you reckon? He goes, yeah, yeah. So I was like, all right, I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get all types of names for it. You want to hear them?
Yeah. Lay 'em on me.
I get shit back.
Yeah.
Nut sack.
All right.
Clit sack.
Yep. That's a stretch. Who is your inspiration?
Who's my inspiration?
Yeah.
To like pursue music?
Well,
Like, it might sound really really corny and like and it might be said a lot, but I love Tupac.
Yeah.
Because he kept it real. Like I've grown up listening to Tupac's music, and I don't know, there was just something about him telling a story that just I found really cool to me. I never grew up around like the drug stuff or, you know, any of like bikies or thugs and shit like that. I grew up around a good family. They raised me the same as they raised, you know, like they got raised. So like at the end of the day, I kind of just, well, didn't relate to it, but I kind of did relate to it, if you get what I mean.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Just something about Tupac that just made me feel nice. Like, it's just nice to vibe to, you know?
Yeah, no, he's inspired many people, so it's understandable.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the South Australian rap scene like?
Oh no. There's well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of us, but there's not many of us who have like taken it to an extent. The Adelaide rap scene has like made a hit, like, because people know who Merkaba is. And Merkaba is Adelaide's hip hop resurrection. So I reckon all of us have got something to show, but because Adelaide's not really on the map for like, you know, hip hop or 90s hip hop in general. So yeah, but Adelaide is the one spot keeping hip hop alive.
Yeah. Do you feel like you get
like OG
overlooked? Because I know Western Australia just gets completely fucking blocked out. It's all like East Coast, Queensland, Sydney, Melbourne. Like, do you feel like you get left out?
I reckon like if I was to like put them all in a pile, like obviously Sydney is the mecca of rap, and then I'll probably put Melbourne second, and I'll probably put Brisbane third, and then I would put Perth, and then I'll put us. I'm probably missing out on heaps of states, but you know, you get me, yeah. Because I don't know, Perth is like, they've got some decent rappers. They got like, you know, like Omac, they got like Complete, Cogs, all of those, you know, like the ones that are known in Perth, like repping Perth. So yeah, and I feel like the only ones that we got is probably Merkaba, the only one that sticks out from Adelaide, really. Or Queens hip hop as well. Shout out to Queens.
Would you ever move to like boost or pursue your career?
Would I? Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I actually would. But like, I can't even spend a night away like in camp without my parents. Like, I don't know. So like, I don't know how I'll go, you know, traveling to a different state completely by myself. I'll be good, you know. Like I know Haunts really well, and I know ADHD Dizzle really well as well. Shout out to those boys, and like Scooby and that. So like, if I was ever to go anywhere, I'll probably go to Sydney, because that's where they're all at, and anywhere else, probably New South Wales, because that's where Skitson lives. So yeah. So yeah, no, shout out to Skitson as well.
Yeah, you've done a few tracks with him now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done. I think I've done about 3, but we got like 2 in the progress of making.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a lockdown cipher with Haunts, ADHD, and Skitson. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, given the fact that I was just watching your one take.
Oh yeah.
Was that actually one take, or?
Yeah, that was for one take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, because I set my mic up in a weird way, and just somehow it just turned out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah. Speaking of Skitson? Yeah,
Skitson, yeah.
Yeah. You just, that track on your album, it's
Lethal.
Really interesting, the switch up in the middle.
Yeah, because at first it was meant to be like a whole boom bap track, and Skitson was meant to be on it. And he had a verse already, like, you know, just waiting to jump in the booth with. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this one. Like, I'm not feeling it. And then for some reason, I don't know what happened in my mind, but I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw the 9 News like thing about COVID ages ago. And I was like, I need to find that video, because that was really interesting to me. I just chucked it in. I found a beat that would be really gritty, really dark. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go online. I found the beat and I put it in, and I was just like, whoa. And the bars just like completely just peeled off the top of my head. And I just spat that entire verse that I spat in the song, and I kept doing it and got a hold of it, and eventually wrote it down and recorded it. And then Skitson gave me his part, and yeah, that was just like, I was like, yeah, this track, what I wasn't feeling before, but now like I feel like we've done enough. Like I feel like the track's going, like gonna be go good or gonna be good.
Yeah,
at least.
I say that because out of like the whole 10, that one's my personal favorite. Like I was listening to it on the way home today, and like that one, yeah,
that's wicked.
And then like the switch up just caught me. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? And it's like,
yeah, like people don't really expect that, because they thought because I had Skitson on it, and pretty much the whole album was just all boom bap, like it was all old school 90s hip hop beats. And then when people listen to that and they heard the switch up, they go, oh, like he's teasing us, you know, he could come up with more. And it's true. I've got some trap tracks like locked up. I've got a drill track locked up. They're all in the vault. They're just waiting, just sitting there collecting dust until I drop them. Yeah.
What's your recording process like?
Writing a song depends how, like, because I can adapt to beats like really quickly. It's just a special like power that I have to adapt to a beat and just try and come up with at least a hook, or maybe a verse, or at least a chorus, you know. And once I've done that, then from then on it really speaks for itself. I like write all my song down, I practice it over and over again until I jump up on the mic, and then I record, mix and master all my tracks. I do it all myself, mix all my own vocals. If I need auto-tune, I go auto-tune. I've mixed tracks for Skitson. Even the people that were saying that my music didn't sound as good before, I've definitely improved my mixing and mastering. I reckon that's what takes most out of my day. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, the recording process and the writing process, it takes a long time.
Yeah. You'd have to be the only rapper I know who's coming up and mixing and mastering their own stuff.
Yeah, because I don't know, like it was always like when I used to go to gym, I always used to like go there and go hard and go home, you know? Like I never wanted to slack. Like when there's work and work needs to be done, that was how I was brought up. I'm Italian, so that's how I was brought up. My dad says, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to do it quick. But, you know, put an effort into it. So I guess it was more of the feeling like if I mix and master my own tracks, not only would my, like, you know, people like my songs, but people forgetting that I record and mix and master all the shit in my room, like just me.
Yeah.
And plus, I find it easier to mix and master my own stuff because I know what I want. I know how I want it to sound. I know, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So just basically, yeah.
No, it's
all about that grind.
That's very interesting. Did you a lot of YouTube videos and shit, or you studied it somehow, or like?
I mainly just sat at my computer, spoke into the mic, and you know just flicked a couple switches and just like, you know, messed around with it for a little bit. And then I eventually found some, like, you know, I was starting to use some things called buses. You can control like the levels of what you want. So if I've got a delay, I would put it really low so you can just hear it. And I noticed that sometimes when I mix and master my songs, like either my reverb or my echoes, like, you know, too loud and it's just drowning out my vocals and it doesn't sound good. So it takes me like 4 or 5 tries to bounce a track to my drive, listen to it on my phone and through my headphones, and I still don't like it, so I have to do something else. So yeah, it's just, it varies different times. You know, I might like at the moment I've been getting tracks like straight on. Like I mixed them, master them, I bounced them and listened to them once, and I'm like, yeah, that's sick. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, it just, yeah, I just sat at my computer for hours and just figured everything out by myself.
Oh, that's good. You save a lot of money that way too. Mix and mastering is fucking
expensive. Yeah. I noticed that as well, because the first song I ever recorded, I went to a studio and I paid $80 for, I believe it was 3 hours. Yeah, I paid $80 for 3 hours, and then like, oh no, that sounds dumb. No, forget it. Then after that, I was like, dude, I'm out of pocket $80, but I've produced a pretty good song. I reckon it's a good song. I'll drop it. And then the numbers were climbing, and then I couldn't afford to go back to the studio. So I was like, I've got a microphone here I used to use for like Xbox and stuff.
Yeah.
So I might as well just use that. Then after a while, then I got sick of it, went out and bought a mic, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this in my room. And I did that, and everyone was like, didn't like the quality. The quality wasn't as good as the studio setup. But like now, you know, I've learned to up my quality, you know, make my vocals go over the beat and not sound so drowned out. I found it was just a hell of a lot cheaper, and it was, to be honest, a hell of a lot smarter option.
Yeah.
Because I was spending a lot of money on studio sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before that, you know.
$80, and what I know people pay here for studio time, that's cheap. Like
that's
80
cheap.
bucks.
It was only at this dude's house. I only went there at this dude's house, and he charged me like $80 for like 3 hours.
Studio.
I'm like, yeah, don't. Yeah, you know what's funny? He had he was a really nice room. He had LED lights. You know, he had soundproof pads on the walls. Like, oh damn, this guy's legit. Gave him the vocals, and he just mixed and mastered them, and he did a good job, to be honest. Because everyone was like, wow, the quality of that song is mad. You should do more like this. And I dropped a second track and sounded like us.
People are like, what the fuck happened? You're like, oh,
like,
this one was in my room. Given all that, what's been the biggest learning experience for you with all this?
The biggest learning experience? Oh, I guess it was just like, I reckon it was like the way I structure my stuff now. Like I've learned like how to pitch my voice at a certain tone, or like how to do this, and same with the mixing and mastering. I think everything over time just kind of getting like more practice, and like it was just kind of like sounding more professional to me. That's my own opinion. But like, yeah, I guess like the learning process, learning how to put together my own music videos, and learning how to like create my own album covers, and learning how to market my songs, and, you know, promote them and stuff like that. So the learning process was sick. Like any up and coming artist would tell you that the up and coming part is the best part of your career. At least I think it is. A lot of rappers have said that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When would you say you've made it? Like, when would you say this is it?
When would I say I've made it?
Yeah.
When I can provide for myself and my family, that's when I say I've made it. Because like I was born in a household where nothing is the same as family. Yeah. You know, nothing compares to family. Family's number one. Family's the top, right? And because of like growing up around like a WOG household, family was always the first option, you know? And plus like education was really important to my mum as well. So all of like, you know, me and my brothers all in high school, they're all going to year 12 and all that type of stuff. When I made it, that when I can provide for my family and help my family live, that's when I know I've made it.
Yeah.
That's when I'll say to my mum, like, Mum, all those times I spent in my room, that's like, you know, it's all paid off.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they support you, given the fact that they're Italian? Because I know they're pretty
my mum's French Polynesian.
Okay.
But my mum, like, she was born in Brizzy, and my dad was born here in Adelaide. Brought up tough, my dad was. So was my mum. So that's why they're all like, you know, they're tough on me. I guess the music stuff is good. Like my mum understands it, but at the same time she's scared because, you know, like half the artists, whether you're a rock star or a rapper, you know, you go down that road of like drugs and girls and stuff. But the way I've been brought up, I know that stuff is wrong. Like, even though like I have done drugs in my past, but like that was only because I wanted to try it, not because I wanted to get addicted, not peer pressured. I just did it, you know, and decided I didn't like it, moved on. You know, that was just the way I did things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back on what you were saying about your music videos and stuff, you're pretty much doing the whole Tom McDonald route, you know, doing everything yourself. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I like Tom McDonald, but I've never. That's the first time I've heard about that. But I guess it was just, well, the money was a big problem.
Yeah,
because I couldn't just, you know, fork out $1,000. Cost me an arm and a leg to get a song mixed and mastered professionally and get a music video done.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna I'm going to buy an iPhone 12, buy a tripod.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm just going to, like, you know, if it record one takes, if I have to spend like, you know, 14, 15 bucks to get a like professional editing software on my phone, so be it. It will save me so much money. So yeah, I guess it was just the money thing was a big option.
Yeah. Fun fact.
It wasn't a very big option.
I edit all my videos on my phone as well, you know? So I was like,
oh, that's wicked.
The phones these days are just fucking insane. You don't need anything anymore. It's all here. Like, it's crazy.
100%. Yeah. I like, so some of the, like, some people who come to me and they go like, the album covers, like, did you get them done like professionally? I was like, no, I did them on my phone, man.
Yeah, legit.
And they go, what? And I'm like, yeah, because I have like, and what, like, once again, I know what I want. So when I get an album cover, I'll get a song done and I'm like, all right, what do I want the album cover to be? I just brainstorm and I sit there for ages and I just brainstorm. I go through all the stickers. I go through like all the themes that I want. And I'm like, yep, I want that. And Skitson, I did a Skitson's Built Different, his album coming soon. I made the album cover to that. Once you see that, you'll be like, holy God, like this dude did it on his phone. Like, I drew his face and everything. And half of his face is the Terminator and it has like a cut straight through the middle of his face and it says Built Different and it looks like stitches. It was mad. I was like, what? I could do that. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like even my mum was like, whoa, you make these on your phone? I was like, yeah, it's just plain simple. It's just my ideas, my brain working. Finally.
Technology's come a long way. It's fucking scary, actually.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
What is MOB?
MOB. So I don't get this question a lot because people just do it. MOB stands for mob.
Yep.
And because I was Italian, I wanted to take it like, you know, into it, like, because I used to get called a wog back in the day. Like when I was younger. I don't know, make it sound like I'm fucking 50 years old. But like when I was younger, I used to get called a wog. So it kind of stuck with me. And then I found out what the Mafia is. I'm like, mob.
Yeah.
You know, mob. And mob stands for maintenance of business, with like to do with the Italian Mafia. But mine stands for man of brethren. So man of family. As I said before, family comes first, right?
Yeah.
Man of family. So you're not a man if you're not with family. You know, every family man is a man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
It takes a while to process. Don't worry, I'm exactly like that.
Yeah, but what is it? Like, is it a group or like...
I would say it's a group. It's more like a movement, I reckon. Like, you know, like NWA and who else? Yeah, NWA, you got D12 with Eminem. Yeah, Lynch Mob. Yeah, it's more like a movement, like a crew.
Okay.
We'll say it's a crew. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I was just interested because like you've got one person linked to it, and it's just like, what is this? You know? Yeah.
So that dude, he's part of it. Like, cause he raps as well. So I was like, you know, we'll just start up a crew. What should we call it? Mob. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So MOB stands for Man of Brethren. Brethren is like a Jamaican UK term for family.
Yeah.
Or brothers.
Yeah.
So like, might as well just call it Man of Brethren, Man of Family.
You have said you've been doing this for a while, but you've been doing this, like, I would say legitimately since 2020. So it's hella ambitious for you to drop a 10-track album. Why? What was the process behind that?
Oh, okay. So the album came from, so I don't know if I can allowed to talk about drug experiences.
Yeah, you do you, man.
Okay. I took 250 UGs of acid. And the first thing that came to my mind when we were watching this show called The Outer Limits was an album. And I was like, dude, this album would be sick because it's like Outer Limits, like exploring the outer me. So like in the first track, I was talking about I'm extraterrestrial. Half a shit I speak is unacceptable. Like I was just trying to find a good wordplay, you know? And throughout the whole track, like Rap Therapy is me. Like if you've listened to that, you notice I talk everything about me. Like, I want to be this, I want to be that, you know, Rap Therapy, because when you're in a therapy session, you talk about you. Yeah. So basically this album was just to talk about my outer skin, you know, just really I may not, like, you know, be tough on the outer, but I'm tougher on the inner, you know. So I guess it was just bringing my tough side out. So yeah, that was just basically what the Outer Limits was all about. I know it was like it was meant to be longer, but I ended up shortening it to 10 tracks because it was just taking so much out of me.
Longer?
And yeah, it was meant to be like, I was meant to drop it like, I don't know, probably next year at the end of the year. But I ended up dropping it because everyone was asking me for it. They go, dude, I just want to hear this album. I was like, well, it's done. You know what? I'll just drop it, see what happens. And it kind of like helps me because I was like, oh, people like, because I dropped a song in there that I thought people were going to meme me for, even though I did get memed. But Skitson, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and people actually messaged me and said, like, keep it up, brother. You know how to make a grown man cry. And I'm like, bro, like, my music having an effect on people in a positive and emotional way, that makes me feel good. So yeah. I reckon this album was the best thing I've done so far.
Yeah. Well,
that's probably why, yeah.
Back on your meme thing, Logic did say once they make a meme for you, you've made it. So you've kind of made it. Plus, any publicity is good.
I kind of made a song that was a meme, bro.
Yeah.
The video is so it was my song called Her, and it was the first song I ever sung in. I don't usually sing because I can't sing for shit, but I decided to do it because I wanted to express my feelings, you know. Plus, the song called Her, so you know,
yeah,
self-explanatory, really. And yeah, he just made a meme about it, like me, like he got a picture of a pregnant woman and in a bed, and then when that ooh part come up, she had her mouth like ooh. It was stupid. It was just dumb. Yeah, I've had heaps of memes made about me. I had one of me, like a screenshot from my music video Anthem, me on the bottom and Super Mario on the top. Yeah, no joke. And I had one that was Skitson. No, it was a man walking a dog. Skitson's face was on the man and I was the dog. Because everyone was saying that he pulls me in the rap game. So I was like, what the hell? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
How do you deal with, I don't want to say like all the hate, but like all the bullshit negative comments? Like, does it just fuel you, or does it like bring you down and you think about shit? Or
yeah, it fuels me. It makes me want to try harder. Like, I don't understand how someone could take the time out of their day to comment "quit" 200 times on my Slaughter music video, right? No joke. You can even like check it out. Yeah, he said "quit" 200 times, and I took time out of my day to go and like every single one of them because I was like, yeah, bro, you're charging me up. Like, you're so salty.
Yeah.
I was like, you're charging me up. The more you comment, bro, the harder I'm going to be. And I remember this one dude that I was talking to, he said he liked my music, and then he kind of went a little bit off, and he went off at me for something, you know. And I was like, okay, kicked him out of my life. And he comes back. He goes, yo, bro. He goes, I like what you're doing now. I was like, you like me? You don't like me? Now you like me again. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's just a roller coaster of emotions with this bloke.
Yeah.
It just fuels me. Like, it just makes me want to try harder. Like, if someone beats down on me and says, you will never be this, you will never be that, I'm just going to be like, I can do whatever I want, man. Yeah. Like, I'm me. You're not me, you know? You don't work how I work. Well, I'll try harder.
Shout out to the guy who said quit 200 times for boosting you up in the algorithm.
Yeah. Oh, bro, no, shout out to you, bro.
Like, all that shit just helped, whether he wanted you to quit or not.
Yeah, it did. It did. It gave me more, because like in school, I was always getting bullied for the way I dressed, even though we all wore the fucking same school uniform. But the way I dressed, the way I looked, the way I talked, and all that, the way I acted. You know, people would say I walk like you know, I don't think I do it, but people have said to me that you walk like you want to hurt someone. I don't, because I'm not a fighter, bro. Like, I don't want to do that. If anything, I would rather, you know, choose between fight or flight. I would just fly away, bro. It takes a bigger man to walk away, because you know, something bad could go wrong, and then I could regret that for the rest of my life. Yeah. I guess that was just.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, man?
in 5 years, I don't want to say I'll see myself on stage with heaps of followers and stuff or heaps of streams. I'll say, I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to drive myself harder. See, if the streams do go up, whoop-de-doo. If I do go on stage, that's my dream complete. Like, I just want to go on stage. But I'm just going to play it by ear and trust the process and trust the people that support me. So, yeah, I'm just going to float with the boat, man. Whatever happens, happens.
Have you been on stage yet?
Sorry?
Have you been on stage yet?
I've been to an open mic night. I remember someone near the Wayville Showgrounds here in Adelaide called me up and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "there's a bunch of 17-year-old boys in here asking if you can come perform," because they reckon they were walking outside the pub and they saw the open mic night. They go, "Oh bro, look, let's get Kikbak." He goes, "Surely," and they called me up. They gave him my number. Called me up. He goes, "Hey man," he goes, "We'll pay you." He goes, $30 for 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah man, for sure. What time?" He goes, 7 o'clock. I went there. It was the deadest fucking show I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Like, because it was just a bunch of university kids, and it was a bunch of old people, and then they had kids and stuff. So I was like, I had to apologize to them. I was like, sorry if there's heaps of swearing. Meanwhile, there's just this fucking dark Italian boy just going, "Fuck you, fuck every cunt," fucking, in front of little kids, man,
You couldn't have made it PG, just cut all that shit out?
Yeah, well, I had to warn the parents. I was like, "Look, I'm sorry, but this is my music's got explicit lyrics." And meanwhile, my mates just at the back going, "Fuck yeah, dude!" It was crazy. It was funny. It was funny. You go through good ones, you have bad ones.
Yeah,
but I've never actually been on stage. I performed in people's backyards, if that helps. That went better.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, the initial fact that you did basically a set to an empty floor, venue that says something. It means you're prepared for when it's full. You know what I mean? If you can be hyped and going crazy to an empty venue, imagine if it was full.
Yeah. It was full. It was full of very ignorant people.
Yeah.
Didn't like what I was saying. Didn't like the message I was pushing across. And that, no doubt, I don't blame you, because I was saying all types of shit about violence and stuff, because that's where that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up around people who fight and thought I was cool by doing it. And I speak about it in my raps now and realize how much of a dumb cunt I was. So,
yeah. Let's get to know you a little bit better. What are you doing when you're not being Kikbak?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Either
actually, out with my before we continue, you said something about a plan B. What's your plan B?
Oh, my plan B. Oh, yeah. So if the music stuff doesn't work out, I can always do something related to music.
Mm-hmm.
So I can always apply for a diploma in the music industry and do mixing and mastering for a living. That's my plan B, because of what I've taught myself. So I can use that experience in the long run if the rapping doesn't work out. Or if it does work out, but it doesn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, I can still do that on the side. I can still spit raps on the side and make beats at night,
Yeah.
I can still do that. Yeah, so that was my plan B. But if it gets really, really bad and I can't do any of it, dole bludger. What do you want me to say?
Oh shit! I think that's what your mum's worried about.
Yeah, my mum's worried. Yeah, because I am actually living off the dole.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm getting paid from is when people send me their songs. I just charge them $10 or something. Yeah, that's the only form of money I got besides the Centrelink payment. That's what I said in my one take. I said spent my Centrelink paycheck to get a 6-pack. How's that?
Yeah.
That's real. And I didn't get my first pair of shoes till I was 18, because that's when I had a job. So I know what it's like to not struggle, because I have everything I asked for. My parents, I live with my parents in my own house. I have all the electricity. I have all the food I could ask for. I have my bed, you know, I have Wi-Fi, I have everything I need. So like getting a job would just be really good because I'm just this boy that just walks around the house all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. I stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning just on my phone.
Fuck.
I don't sleep because I'm that bored because I know I got nothing to do in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's why I want a job, because I want to be able to go to bed, have a good night's sleep finally, and then get up and work for my money to provide for my career or my music or whatever. So yeah.
And what do you see yourself doing? Like, you want a job, like what do you got? What are your qualifications?
What do I have in mind? Well, my first job was I worked at Faster Pasta. I worked at a pasta shop, at a takeaway restaurant, and I was a kitchen hand. And in school, I was doing a food and hospitality course.
Yeah.
So I was doing but what was I doing? I was serving, like, you know, when the teachers have meetings and stuff, they have caterers. So I was a caterer. I would like provide for the teachers, or if, you know, if the Prime Minister came to the school, you know, we'd just do that for him. Yeah. Tony Abbott was a dickhead. I met Tony Abbott in real life. he was an absolute cockhead.
Yeah, he lives around my area. So
like, I remember when I gave him a pie because he was living here in Adelaide. Yeah. He came to the school to like do something with the school, put it on the news or whatever. He was eating a pie. He's in the middle of eating it, and then he just wipes his hands on his shirt and shakes my hand. I'm like, what? You're Tony Abbott, bro. You can't do that. You know, it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
No, man, the hospitality game sucks. So don't go down that road.
You know what? I didn't mind it because I've always grown up around food. Yeah. I'm Italian. I've always grown up around food. Yeah, my mum's always in the kitchen cooking something. Yeah. Like, you know, can't even imagine. Whether it's, you know, Vietnamese, Chinese, even if it's like bangers and mash, like Australian dishes or Italian dishes. She's always cooking because she provides for me and my brothers, you know?
Yeah.
And anyone who stays over, hangs out with me. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, I've been around food my whole life, and I know what I want food to see it. I know what I want. I know what I want food to taste like. I know what I want it to look like. So I was just interested in seeing what type of area I could push it to. Yeah. Yeah. Everything I do, I push myself.
Well, now that we're on the topic, I got a bunch of questions I ask everyone. I ask everyone the exact same question. What's your favorite food, man?
Oh, my favorite food. Oh, damn. I would have to say my favorite food is probably an Italian dish called pastina, right? It's like little pasta shells, and it's got like meatballs in it. But like these ain't no like normal red meatballs. These are like pipettas. These are called pipettas. And, you know, like they'll be cooked up in the pot with the bones, and the bone, like I think it's also boko, the lamb it's what the lamb is called. It's called also boko. Yeah. And put it in the pot, stir it up, and all the juices and stuff go inside of like the pasta, and they just, it's just dope. My mum makes it. When she makes it, she makes 2 bags of it because she knows that me and my boys are just gonna shovel the fucking thing. Yeah. Always.
Good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that good. I have big bowls of it. Sometimes I go for seconds. Sometimes. Maybe all the time. But I love pastina. I grew up with my nonna and my nonno, which is grandma and grandpa in Italian.
Yep.
On my dad's side. And they would always make, you know, whether it's penne, or they would make spaghetti or gnocchi or pastina, as I said.
Yeah.
They would make it, and my nonna just made it the best, and my mum makes it so good as well. So bring it really, every time I put a spoon in that in my mouth, brings back my childhood. I love it.
Like if a food can do that, must be fucking sick.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. I recommend you going to an Italian restaurant and trying it.
All right. I'll have a look. When shit opens up, I'll have a look.
Easy, no worries.
Netflix or Disney Plus?
I'll say Netflix because I'm more into like the series. Like, have you seen Squid Game yet?
Nah. I refuse to see it.
Right. You gotta watch it. You gotta
Yeah.
watch it. Squid Game is fucking sick. It's so dope. But I'm into like more, like TV series and stuff like that. Because I used to watch like The Flash and stuff on the TV, or like, was it 911, or just anything, or murder documentaries. I don't know. No, I love that shit. I'm very invested into documentaries, and I like war, and I like medieval war, and I just love history, bro. History was my favorite subject besides poetry in school, because I just love people and tell stories. So like telling scary stories in the dark. That movie, I've watched it like 10 times. I love it. I love Netflix because I can find stuff on there that I enjoy, and like Unsolved with Biggie and Tupac. That was interesting.
That was good. Yeah. Well, rap is kind of like telling stories and history and all that.
It is.
So it makes sense on how you kind of just fell into it.
Yeah. Well, that is true. But like, because in primary school, because I didn't have many friends, so I would like, just read books.
Yeah.
I like write stories. Like, I used to write scary stories, and I wrote a poem. When I wrote my poem, I believe I was writing about what's going to happen in the future, like like if it's extraterrestrial life or shit like that. I love stuff like that, love finding out in the future. That's why I liked taking acid, because it really opened your mind up and made you think about what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So when I wrote that poem, he goes, you got something. He goes, you got something. He goes, like, just don't tell anyone else. But that was probably the best poem I've heard, like, since the last, like, 4 other people. Oh, no, I think I went last. But he said that was the best poem out of all of them. But don't tell anyone, yeah?
Do you remember your poem?
I don't remember my poem. I wish I did. It's somewhere hanging around in my school. It was that good. They framed it and put it up in the school. So my name is there forever. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. Definitely go back to have a look. Chuck it in a song.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. 100% for sure.
PlayStation or Xbox, man?
I've only had, my brother's got PS4.
Yeah.
I've only ever had Xbox. So I prefer Xbox over anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your biggest conspiracy?
My biggest conspiracy?
Yeah.
I really wonder what the technology can do in the future. Like, I was just talking to my mate the other day. What if someone makes, like, this probably sounds really trippy, but what if someone makes, so I was listening to that KSI song with Lil Wayne, and I said to my mate, I was like, dude, Lil Wayne sounds like a fucking robot, bro. Like, his auto-tune, it sounds mad. Like, he sounds like a robot. And I said to my mate while we were high, I said, oh, bro, imagine if they made like a rapper robot. Like, like how everyone's out to shoot and kill 6ix9ine. Imagine how many rappers would be out to try and fucking kill this machine. Like, because it would just be unstoppable.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I wonder if they like make it, like how the music's gonna turn out. Because like Playboy Carti, very like extremely talented when it comes to the way his things sound. He kind of sounds like an alien. Everyone says he's not a real person. Everyone says he kind of sounds like an alien.
Yeah.
And I think like the way the technology is played out and how people are sounding now is pretty cool. But I want to see how far it actually goes. Sooner or later I might see floating cars.
Yeah.
There's already stuff that never existed when I was younger to what it is now. Like, you got portable phone chargers.
Yeah.
You got a phone that folds, like the old phone. It's like they're bringing the old age back to the new age.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
You got like
technology's sick.
Whole computer in your pocket.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. And amazing what you can do on the phone. Like going back to what we were saying before about what you can do on the phones.
Yeah.
Now, it's crazy. Yeah, and people are so smart when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. Speaking of music, where do you see rap in 5 years? like Oz rap.
Where I see rap, the Oz rap scene in 5 years,
Yeah.
I reckon we will be like on the map. I reckon people would be more interested in what the Aussies have to say about hip hop.
Mhm.
You know, like, so obviously the drill rap scene is like traveled to the UK and stuff like that, and chilling it, like, you know, he's fucking done gigs with Sticky Fingers and all that stuff. So like, I reckon like, those guys are putting us, like Australia, on the map. Same with the Kid Leroy. I don't think anyone knew if Australia even existed over there. So
Yeah.
when Kid Leroy popped down, they're like, where the fuck has this come from?
Yeah.
You know? So like, yeah, I reckon, yeah, the rap scene is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Like, we're eventually going to be one of the biggest, I reckon, because we got so much to say, but people are still clowning on us because of our tone. But what they don't realize, like most Aussies, like been through some fucked up shit. And we got things to say. We're not going to like keeping our mouth shut, you know? So I reckon if we keep doing what we're doing, man, we're going to be one. We're going to be like, yeah,
well,
be killer. And
it's crazy that their music over in the States is all like drugs, gangs, bitches, and money. And here we talk real shit. We talk like real life
we talk
shit.
real shit.
Like,
we talk real life shit.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you feel about some Australians not fucking with Kid Leroy and saying that he has switched up his flow to make him sound more American? Like, we can cut this out, but I'm just like, I'm intrigued because I've asked a few people.
I think what the Kid Leroy has, he done stuff because, like, well, he's like anyone else. He knows, well, like, that's his type of music he likes. So like, I reckon what he did was for his own good. You know, like, if he wants to do that, he can do that. But like, at least, you know, show with the state where you came from. So he did a song with 1-4. You know, like, you know, he's still, yeah. Oh, I've heard some other shit, but I don't know if it's true. But I like what the Kid Leroy is doing, like his movement. But I don't like, it's not something I would typically just jump up and be like, oh, I want to listen to Kid Leroy while I'm having a shower or making a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't usually do that. I usually just put on like 90s hip hop or R&B. You know, I just listen. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mainly Cypress Hill.
Yeah, they don't make shit like they used to. That West Coast stuff.
Yeah, true.
Love it.
Yeah, true.
What can we expect from you in the future, man? What do you have in the works?
What I have in the works? Oh, well, different genres. I can tell you that different genres. So like, somewhere along the lines there'll be some R&B. There'll be I've got a club bop sitting right there. I'm trying to get together a hard style version of my club bop. I've got some remixes coming. Like, I've got an Aussie bop remix. I've got some trap. I've got some drill. So yeah, mainly different genres is what you can expect me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you have to say to your ever-growing fan base?
To my fan base?
Yeah.
I first of all, I appreciate all the support that everyone's gave me. Like, when I wake up and people, like, I see more people following me, or they message me and they go, yo, man, like, I just checked out your album. It's fucking sick. It makes me feel good about myself. So I guess, like, my message to my fan base is just keep being you, keep rocking, and like, yeah, just do what you can. Do what you do makes you happy. If my music makes you happy, by all means, like, rock with me, bro. Just vibe. I like vibing. I always like people who vibe with me. You know? Yeah, if I say one thing to my fan base, vibe with me. Ride with the mob.
And what do you have to say to the people who aren't following you?
Who aren't following me? Why aren't you following me yet, bro? if like, you know, if I'm not your type of rapper, or if I'm not your type of sound you're looking for, doesn't bother me, man, because heaps of other people will say it twice. They'll say it different. You know? People who are following me support me for me. People who aren't following me haven't heard of me, or they just don't like what I'm doing, which is fair enough. You know, you win some, you lose some, man.
Yeah, straight up.
That's true. Yeah.
Kikbak, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Oh no, I appreciate it, man. Honestly, thanks for having me.